Rio Ngumoah is England's best talent since Jude Bellingham. This season, he scored a 90th minute winner against Newcastle to kick off his year. However, since then, he's barely played, has been stuck on the bench, and is fading away from the spotlight. So today, I'm taking over his entire career, trying to get him to win the Ballon d'Or and become the world's best player. And here's Rio Ngumoah, an FC 26, 68 overall at just 16, and he is an exciting prospect. But of course, just like in real life, he has to compete with the likes of Cody Gakpo and even Federico Chiesa, who can both play left mid, which means Rio will not be getting a lot of game time and probably will be loan listed. So Rio has stepped into Arne Slot's office, where Arne Slot tells him, look Rio, you are the future of Liverpool, you're the future of Anfield. However, you are not going to get any game time this season, so I'm going to be loan listing you. As long as you continue to improve, there will always be a spot for you here at Anfield. However, you will get one game for Liverpool, and that will be in the preseason tournament. And boys, this is huge news for Rio Ngumoah. Not only is he gonna get loan listed and get lots of game time, but he has the chance to make his Liverpool debut and impress clubs, because right now he can get offers from League 2 like in Salford City or Gillingham. But if he does well on his debut, he can get championship clubs like Southampton and QPR. So as Rio is set to make his debut against Borussia Dortmund, currently he is ranked at number 10,000 in the player rankings. If he ever wants to become the world's best player and win the Ballon d'Or, he needs to go ahead and score plenty of goals and win plenty of trophies. And straight away, Rio didn't mess around, as he created a chance which Ekitike scored, but it was offside. He then created another chance which was missed by Ekitike, but in the second half, things finally clicked. Finds Curtis Jones. Liverpool are still looking for the first goal. It's Rio Ngumoah with the chance to score his first professional goal, and he bangs it in. In the top corner, Rio Ngumoah gets his first ever goal. However, Rio wasn't done stunning on his opponents just yet. Touchback gives it to Rio Ngumoah, who possibly could get a second to extend the lead. Cuts inside, gives it to Curtis with a shot, and Rio gets an assist. It's now 2-0. 2 goal contributions for Rio in his only Liverpool game. And yes, the whistle has been blown. A brilliant debut for Rio Ngumoah.
Yes, I've had a great performance. I must now go and improve on loan. Alongside winning the Ballon d'Or, I also want to win the Champions League with a club from England. I love Liverpool, but I will do whatever it takes to achieve my dreams. My future may not be here.
And after that brilliant debut, Rio has gone up a +1. Let's go ahead and see what offers come in for him. And the first offer that's come in is very interesting. It is from Premier League side Wolves. Now, I know in real life, Wolves are the worst Premier League side, sitting at the bottom, and somebody like Rio can potentially save them. And let me tell you, we received 2 more offers. The first offer being from West Ham United, the second worst team in the Premier League in real life. It's the same situation with West Ham. However, the third offer is a transfer to Real Madrid. Now, I know Rio Ngumoah is still a 69 overall at just 16. Moving to Real Madrid wouldn't be too bad, as this is a club he can one day win the Ballon d'Or with. But of course, it doesn't align with his dream of winning the Champions League with an English club. Should he take one of these 3 offers? And it seems like Rio is taking a huge risk, as for the next 2 seasons, he is out on loan to the worst Premier League side in Wolves, which means in his first ever season, he will be playing Premier League football. And as Rio has arrived in Wolves, now converted to a left winger, he's gone up a +2 to a 71. And it seems like despite not being the highest rated left winger, he's gonna be starting, which does move up his player ranking all the way to a 9,000, as he is now a Premier League starter. And when you take a look at Rio Ngumoah's stats, he's already looking pretty incredible. 92 pace, we're not gonna have to touch that, and his 72 dribbling is good for Premier League level. However, when it comes to his shooting and his passing, that's what needs work. And normally I do go for the inside forward so he can score a ton of goals, but I actually want to go for wide playmaker to improve his passing, mainly his crossing. And that is because one of his teammates in Georgian Strand Larson is 6'4", and scoring in the Premier League is going to be difficult. But if Rio can stock up on assists, he'll have an incredible first season. But it's now time for Rio's Premier League debut, and it's against Man City. Can he go ahead and somehow cause an upset, as he's gonna go ahead and try to stop Wolves from relegating this season? And let's just say this game started off hot, as Rio created a chance that was saved by Donnarumma, but then Man City had 2 ridiculous chances that were both saved, and then Wolves once again had another brilliant chance that was missed. But finally, one of the teams was gonna score. He's dominating Rico Lewis' side, through ball to John Arias with a finish, and it goes in. On his Premier League debut, Rio assists to put Wolves in a 1-0 lead. However, after that goal, Man City began to dominate, missing 2 amazing chances, but finally put one in the back of the net. In the second half, Man City have equalized the game. However, However, Wolves did not give up as they were searching for an upset, as Arias wasn't able to beat Donnarumma, and then Rio had an amazing opportunity that was saved, but all it took was a little bit of magic. 4 minutes left to go. Can Rio replicate what he did in real life? It's Strand Larsen with a brilliant through ball into Rio and Ngumoah, the chance to score a 90th minute winner. Rio scores it instead and shoots and goes in. Just like in real life, he has won a game for a Premier League side, but this time it's an upset against Man City. And boys, what a Premier League debut, the biggest upset, as Rio gets 2 assists to lead Wolves to a victory.
Let's go! What an upset. This is what I want. I want to win no matter what. A hat-trick or 3 assists, it don't matter. Let me help Wolves stay up and it will put me on the right track. The track of winning the Ballon d'Or and a UCL with the English side, whether it's Liverpool or not.
Subscribe and comment down below which English club he'll win the UCL at. And we are now at the tail end of the Premier League season, and so far Wolves are sitting at 16, only 2 points ahead of the drop. But with only 4 games to go, Wolves will be facing Sunderland next. And this game started off as the Black Cats had a huge opportunity that was missed, but then had a follow-up attack that was saved by Johnstone. But it was time for Ngumoah to show why he's the next superstar. Strand Larsen with a brilliant through ball into Rio, cuts inside, finesse, and it goes in. And to kick off this relegation battle, Rio has taken the lead with a beautiful finesse. But that lead didn't last long as DRL went ahead and scored an equalizer, and Enzo Lefebvre had a chance to take the lead but failed. But once again, Stone Cold Rio popped up. Strand Larsen with a brilliant through ball. It falls into Rio and Ngumoah. Can he make it too? And yes, he does. What a brilliant counterattack from Wolves as he gets his 2nd goal. Oh, but Rio wasn't done yet. This guy wanted to secure the 3 points as he missed a huge opportunity, but he went on to finish the game. And here come Wolves looking to finish off this game. It's George Strand Larsen with a through ball all the way to Rio and Ngumoah. Can he put his name up in lights? And yes, he does. That's how you do it. That's how you become a superstar. A hat-trick when it matters most for Wolves. And the whistle blows, and surely Rio and Ngumoah has saved Wolves from relegation. This is how you become a superstar.
Oh yeah, the world ain't ready. I've gotten used to the Premier League. Surely this saves Wolves from relegation. No matter who I play for next year, I will be a problem.
And yes, Wolves and Rio have done it. They finished in 15th, surviving relegation. And it's an incredible first season for Rio. 40 appearances, 6 goals, and 4 assists. It isn't amazing numbers, but that's pretty good for the Premier League. And as he is now at a 75 overall, he is definitely going to be cooking next year. And now with that incredible season, his player rank has climbed up all the way to 7,000 in the world as he gets closer to that Ballon d'Or and that UCL win. And now in season number 2, Rio and Ngumoah has 1 year left on his Wolves loan. However, Arden Slot has called in Rio for a meeting and basically has asked him, "Hey Rio, I heard you had an amazing season, but we would like you back at the club as soon as possible as of right now because we really did struggle without you last season." And boys, this is very interesting. Rio is at a 75 overall and is about to have the best season of his life, but Liverpool last year finished in 6th place, and it seems like Arne Slot will be starting him. So the question is, should Rio terminate his own loan? And Ngumoah has made the tough decision to leave Wolves and come back to Liverpool. It seems like he wants to go ahead and rescue his hometown club.
I had to return to Liverpool. Wolves was great, but my home team need me. However, I'm worried. If Liverpool continue to be like this, I will never win the UCL here, let alone the Ballon d'Or. I need to see if I can take Liverpool back to the top.
And as Rio has returned to Liverpool, it seems like the squad has changed a lot. He is now the only left mid in the entire club. That's crazy. And that is because the likes of Cody Gakpo has gone to Juventus, Mohamed Salah has gone to Al Nassr, and even Virgil van Dijk has gone to Al Ittihad. And now in this new era of Liverpool, Rio and Ngumoah has been given the number 11, which was Mohamed Salah's number for decades. But of course, the question is now, what do we need to improve from Rio? I think this time around, we need to go ahead and give him the inside forward role to increase his finishing. But of course, he is now going to be a left mid. But it's now time for Rio's return, and it's going to be against Man United on match day 3. His goal this season is to get Liverpool back in the Champions League. And straight away, Rio and Ngumoah picks up the ball, gives it to Gravenberch, who falls into Florian Wirtz, gives it to Hugo Ekitike, through ball into Rio, and straight away, on Rio's return for Liverpool, he takes the lead out of all players against United. However, after that first goal, Rio and Ngumoah created an opportunity for Isak, which he missed. And then he created another one for Isak, which was also missed. But thankfully, after enough chances, Rio and Ngumoah was able to cross it in and Isak put it away, as Ngumoah had one last chance to secure the 3 points. And now it's Rio and Ngumoah looking to go ahead and finish up the game. It's a brilliant finish in the top corner. Straight after assisting Isak, he gets his 2nd. And the whistle has been now blown. It's a 3-0 victory. However, other than Rio and Ngumoah, I wasn't impressed by the rest of the side. It seems like Liverpool do need all the help they can get.
Let's go a victory versus our rivals. However, this team should not be this bad. Isak struggled to finish chances, Ekitike wasn't really open, and Wirtz was misplacing passes. Hopefully they can figure it out soon so we can finish in the top 4 and one day win the Champions League.
And after Rio's brilliant performance, there was some bad news as Alisson has left the club to join Real Madrid. And Arne Slot ran out of time and could not sign a goalkeeper, which means Mamardashvili will be the brand new starter. He is a very good goalkeeper, but I have no idea if we can get them top 4 or even win the Premier League. This is truly a new generation of Liverpool. And up next, Rio will be facing Everton, a chance to continue to prove his importance. But so far into the season, he's been carrying Liverpool with 12 goals and 3 assists, while Isak is doing pretty decent at 7 and 1. But Hugo Ekitike is struggling massively. So can Rio go ahead and take advantage of this Merseyside derby to get his 2 strikers up and firing and continue to improve as a footballer? And here come Liverpool on the counter. Ekitike gives it to Rio Ngumoah, who's looking to create an opportunity for his teammates. It falls into Ekitike, and finally, Ekitike gets his first goal in a while. Rio Ngumoah with the assist. But Rio wasn't done assisting just yet as he gave another one to Hugo Ekitike. But in the second half, he got a hat-trick of assists through Alexander Isak and finished it off with a total of 4 assists as Isak got his brace. This is what Rio wanted, 2 goals from each striker. Liverpool are back. And the whistle has been blown, 4 assists from Rio Ngumoah. But what he wanted is his strikers firing as Ekitike and Isak get 2 goals each. Surely they can now finish in the top 4. And it's a brilliant first season for Rio, 21 goals and 7 assists. And he received a +5 now at an 80 overall, slowly becoming a world-class player. But more importantly, Rio did have help as Ekitike and Alexander Isak kept scoring after that Everton game. But the question is, did they finish in the top 4 to qualify for the Champions League? And yes, Rio and Liverpool have done it. They're back in the top 4. And Ngumoah has really changed Liverpool since he came back. And since Rio helped Liverpool get back in the Champions League in his first season, he has now moved all the way up to rank 2000 in world football, as he is getting closer to rank 1 and becoming the world's best player. But of course, he still wants to win the Champions League with an English club. And now to kick off season number 3, Rio Ngumoah now has the potential to be special, which we know for sure he will be competing with the world's best players for the Ballon d'Or one day, as the next thing he surely has to do for Liverpool is get them back to winning the Premier League title. However, it's not going to be easy as Liverpool's best player in Florian Wirtz has left the club to go ahead and join Bayern Munich. I wonder what Rio thinks about that loss.
I cannot believe Wirtz has left Liverpool as soon as they got back up. To be honest, Lil Uzi Wirtz was never ready for the Prem. However, I need to continue to get Liverpool back to the top to maybe win a UCL with them here in England. But we need a world-class cam to help me out. Who will Liverpool sign?
And it seems like Liverpool found Florian Wirtz replacement in Fermin Lopez from Barcelona. However, it is a significant downgrade as he is only an 85 overall. But we know how special this guy has been in real life. Let's see if we can help Rio and the rest of the boys win Liverpool the Prem title. But when it comes to development plans this season, just take a look at Rio Ngumoah's stats. His pace and dribbling look incredible. So of course, we're gonna have to go ahead and work on his passing, so we're gonna give him the wide playmaker role. And so far in November, Liverpool are in that title race, as they've only lost 1 game, but there are 2 points behind Man City. And you cannot sleep on Arsenal, the team that won the Premier League last season. And of course, up next, Liverpool will be facing Man City. And this is what the City side is looking as of right now. Nico Williams and Carrera as the main new changes, while the rest of the side is very similar. And for some weird reason, Nico Gonzalez is the top goal scorer, but of course, we need to watch out for the likes of Savinho and Erling Braut Haaland. And immediately there was non-stop action as Nico Williams had a great opportunity that was saved by Mamardashvili. And then for some reason, Alexander Isak had the worst shot in world football, but somehow won a penalty. And Rio Ngumoah has gotten pretty good at penalties, as you can see. Can he go ahead and score to take the lead? And yes, he does. And just like that, Rio takes a 1-0 lead. This game could decide the Prem title. But the action did not stop there, as Alexander Isak had another shot from outside the box that Donnarumma grabbed. Nico Williams had another opportunity missed, and Rio Ngumoah created a great opportunity, but Wirtz won another penalty. And of course, Rio is set to take a second penalty in today's game. He goes to the top left, he bangs it in. Man City just need to play by the rules, man. And just like that, Liverpool gives City their first loss as they now move to the top of the table. It wasn't very eventful, but the win is all that matters.
Let's go. We beat the undefeated City and now we are top of the table. People can call me Ngumoah all they want, but we must now beat last year's champions Arsenal if we want to win the Premier League title. Surely that gets me closer to the Ballon d'Or but also to winning the Champions League with an English team.
And boys, let me tell you, things have gotten interesting. On the final day of the season, Arsenal are leading by 2 points ahead of Liverpool as they face each other up next. But of course, it's not gonna be easy. But Victor Gyökeres has 50 goals in the Premier League. Do you know how crazy that is? And Bukayo Saka is sweeping the assist charts here in front of Fermin by 14, while the rest of their players don't really look too convincing. However, it gets even worse as Captain Konate and keeper Mamardashvili are gonna be injured, which means the natural replacements is Joe Gomez and Jaros, the 75 rated keeper. Can they somehow still win the Prem? And this match proved to be great as early on Liverpool had a chance that was not taken away. And then Arsenal came with a counter-attack where Leone made a great tackle, but Arsenal had another attack that hit the crossbar. But finally something had to give. Oh no, it falls into Gyökeres and it goes in. 27 minutes in, Victor gets his 51st goal. Liverpool need to come back. However, Rio and Liverpool are not ready to give up as they created an opportunity, but it was a brilliant save by Raya. And once again had another chance to equalize, but couldn't do it, as Arsenal had the chance to increase the lead, but failed. But sadly, Gyökeres got a second. On the spring of halftime, Victor Gyökeres gets his 52nd goal. I'm not sure if Liverpool and Rio are winning the Premier League, man. But suddenly things took a turn. But now in the second half, can Liverpool kickstart a comeback? It's Rio and Ngumoah on the ball. Gives it to Fermin Lopez. Fermin back into Rio and Ngumoah. Looking to square it to Alexander Isak, and it goes in. Liverpool get one back. Rio with the assist. Is there a time to still win the Premier League title? Rio and Ngumoah picks up the ball once again. It's Hugo Ekitike, falls into Fermin Lopez. 10 minutes left to go. Can Liverpool go ahead and finish this game here? Rio gives it to Fermin with a finish, and it goes in. Just like that, it's 2-2. However, Liverpool need to win if they want the Premier League title. 1 goal left to go. And now with the game tied, Liverpool actually had a chance to win the Premier League title. One last attack here with 4 minutes left to go. It's Alexander Isak, gives it to Fermin Lopez. Through ball into Rio and Ngumoah. Can they win the Premier League title with this last attack? Looks to cross it in. Finds Federico Chiesa. No, come on. But it's going to be a penalty. The one last minute chance, Arsenal might bottle the league title. It's all up to Rio to win the game for them. Can Rio and Ngumoah go ahead and do it, finish the game, and win the Prem title for Liverpool? But it's saved by David Raya. I think it's all over, man. And sadly, the whistle is blown. Arsenal lift the Premier League as the Prem champions. Many people will probably blame Ngumoah, but he did carry them in this game, man.
Man, we were so close. I will take my part of the blame. I should have scored that penalty. However, I just don't think this team has what it takes to win the Champions League alongside me. We got destroyed against Paris in the round of 16. Maybe it's time to call it quits and leave Liverpool.
And Rio and Ngumoah is right. 4-0 to PSG. Not even a goal in 2 legs. That's embarrassing. But maybe he could join a team like Arsenal, who just won the Premier League, or a team like Man City, who are in the Champions League final. Because his dream, of course, is still to win the Champions League with an English club. But in terms of his season, he had a slower year with 12 goals and 6 assists. However, the rest of the team just had slow years, none of them scoring too many goals. But the good thing is he is now at an 85 overall, climbing up the ranks, as he is now ranked in the top 100 players in world football right now, getting so close to becoming #1 and winning the Ballon d'Or. And surprisingly, the Ballon d'Or winner this year is Bukayo Saka, as he won the Prem with Arsenal, which means we now know who is ranked #1, and it is Bukayo Saka, as Rio and Ngumoah one day needs to dethrone him. And as you can see, in season #4, Rio and Ngumoah has been transfer listed, ready to leave Liverpool. However, Arne Slot has brought him into his office and has told him, please, Rio and Ngumoah, you cannot leave this side. I know you have aspirations of winning the Champions League in England, and I promise you it can happen here. We can sign some of the world's best players, and we can even make you the highest paid player in Premier League history. However, Rio and Ngumoah responds, sorry boss, I love Liverpool with all my heart, but sometimes in life you have to be selfish and you have to worry about yourself. My decision is final. I am looking to leave Liverpool. So it seems like Rio made his final decision. He might be considered a trainer, but he wants to win that Ballon d'Or. Let's see who comes in for him. And boys, what a first offer Ngumoah has got, and it is from Arsenal Football Club, the team that beat him to the Prem last season, and the team who has the current best player in the world. We might have to accept this offer, but I want to see if Man City come in for him. And guess what? Rio has received 2 more Prem offers in Brighton and Hove Albion, which of course he's not gonna accept. But the second one is Man United. Now, never in history have Man United or Liverpool sold a player to each other directly. Oh boy, does he have a decision to make today.
Wow, 2 decisions, 2 clubs where I would become a player that is hated. Arsenal, the most annoying club in England, I will be hated just because I wear their shirt. Manchester United, the best club in English history, I would be the first to go from Liverpool to United. Should I betray the club that I love, I can win the UCL and Ballon d'Or there.
And Rio has made his decision. He is not betraying Liverpool to the max, as he is joining last year's Premier League winners in Arsenal. And of course, he is still ranked 100. And as of right now, his teammate is ranked 1. But let's see how that changes in these next couple seasons.
Yes, I am now a Gooner. I could not betray Liverpool to join Man United, but here at Arsenal we can win the Champions League as early as this season. To complete my dream of bringing the UCL back to England, but I must outperform Saka.
And as Rio Ngumoah has joined Arsenal, just take a look at this Arsenal side. This is definitely the best team in the Premier League. But of course, he still has a long way of winning that Champions League and the Ballon d'Or, as this is what his stats are looking like. His passing is so much better now. We need to get that shooting to an 85 plus. And so far, so good. 7 months into the season, and Ngumoah has 23 goals and 12 assists in just 31 appearances. And when it comes to the Premier League, they have been absolutely perfect. Not a single loss, running away with the league title. But how are they doing in the Champions League? Well, in terms of the group stages, they finished in second place, only behind City. As in the round of 16, they will be facing Atletico. And of course, any knockout stage isn't going to be easy, specifically with this team. Julian Alvarez is still rocking up in the Politano Stadium. But the question is, can Arsenal win the Champions League by kicking off with a first leg victory here against Atletico? And it's a 2-0 loss, man. Arsenal have to come back in the second leg. But doing a remontada isn't going to be straightforward, as by now, Julian Alvarez have been incredible. Can Ngumoah and Arsenal somehow come back? The remontada did not start off well, as Ngumoah failed to make a pass to Saka, and Atletico went 1-0 up because of Julian. And Atletico have extended the lead. It's now 3-0. However, Arsenal found one back. But now here comes Rio Ngumoah looking to create an opportunity through ball into Gyökeres with a shot, and it goes in. Gyökeres gets a goal back as Ngumoah gets the assist. The remontada has to begin now. And Arsenal did not stop there, as another opportunity was created but just missed. But here came the equalizer. Arsenal are on the counter-attack, looking to go ahead and make it 3-2. It's a brilliant ball into Rio Ngumoah, looking to finish off and make it 3-2. And yes, he does. Right before halftime, Rio makes it 3-2, 1 goal left to equalize. But sadly, in the second half, Atletico Madrid got a second. So Arsenal now had to somehow find 2 goals in only 30 minutes. And there's only 18 minutes left to play. It's Victor Gyökeres on the ball, through ball into Bukayo Saka. Can he get a goal back here? He makes it 4-3. Let's go. With 15 minutes left to go, Arsenal need 1 goal to at least go to extra time. And now it's Victor Gyökeres gives it into Rio Ngumoah. 5-10 minutes left to go. Can Rio go ahead and score? And yes, he does. Just like that, within 5 minutes, Arsenal are back in this game. But there was 1 goal left in this game. Guess who scored? But here come Atletico with 3 minutes left to go. They can go ahead and score one here. It's Mbaya with a shot, and it goes in. David Raya fumbles it. That should not be happening, man. Arsenal should have gone all the way to the final this year. I think it's over. And just like that, the whistle is blown. The dream is over this season. They did their best, but a Raya slip-up knocks them out of the Champions League.
Man, we were so close. We must go again next season. I feel it. This team is capable of helping me bring back the UCL to England, and of course, one day, win the Ballon d'Or.
But the good news is Arsenal maintained pace and won the Premier League, meaning Rio Ngumoah wins his first ever English title. He also went ahead and won the Community Shield, won the FA Cup as well, but missed out on the Carabao Cup. A domestic treble is not too bad. However, he did have an incredible first season, 31 goals, 17 assists, outscored and out-assisted the Ballon d'Or winner in Bukayo Saka. And now at an 88 overall, he's not far off to winning the Ballon d'Or. And it seems like this time around, the world's best player is Victor Gyökeres, another of Rio's teammates, as Gyökeres is now ranked 1 in the world, while Rio Ngumoah has gone all the way up to a top 20 player. If he can have a great season next year and win the Champions League, he will win that Ballon d'Or. And now in season number 5, Rio is still 20 years old, already at an 88 overall. He might become the youngest Ballon d'Or winner, breaking R9's record. However, something we have to take in mind, look at all the amazing players that Arsenal do have here. They should be winning the Champions League. However, if they don't win the Champions League this season, it might be worth transfer listing Ngumoah again to maybe get an offer from Man City, because maybe he could win the Champions League there. But as of right now, he will be staying at Arsenal, and looking at his stats, I think he needs to continue to work on his finishing. And once again, Rio Ngumoah has had a great start to the season, 30 goals and 23 assists and 40 appearances. Let's see how they're doing in the Champions League. And boys, this is not good. They finished in 5th place, 3 places lower than last year. But this time in the run of 16, they beat Monaco over 2 legs to make it 5-2. But in the quarterfinals, they'll be facing Frankfurt, which should be be an easy opponent. So that means it's time for the first leg against Frankfurt. It should be an easy victory here, and it's a 3-3 draw as Bukayo Saka scores 2 and Gyökeres scores 1. They need to win in that second leg. There is just no chance Arsenal get knocked out to this Frankfurt side. However, this UCL game was going to be a pushover as Arsenal missed the first opportunity. But straight after, Ngumoah got an assist to Saka and then went ahead to score his first goal of the game. And later scored his second to end off the game 3-0. It's all over. Arsenal are going to the semifinals. And the referee blows the whistle. It's confirmed. Arsenal are in the semis. 2 goals and assists from Rio as he climbs up to becoming a top 10 player in the world so far.
Let's go. We struggled a bit, but we are in the semi-finals. Nothing will stop us now. We will beat whoever is in the way, and I can finally bring the UCL back to England and hope I can become the 3rd Arsenal Ballon d'Or winner, beating Saka and Gyökeres.
And boys, the semi-final is going to be tough as they're facing Bayern Munich. And I can't lie, this Bayern Munich side is looking pretty incredible. The likes of Vlahovic and Olise is going to be difficult to get past. But it's time to find out how they do in the first leg against the great Bayern Munich. And it's going to be a 2-1 loss, man, as Bukayo Saka gets the only goal. And heading to the second leg, I'm actually surprised we lost when their top goal scorer is Olise with only 19. Not a single player in their team has over 20 goals. But the question is now, can Rio and Ngumoah achieve a remontada and get Arsenal to a Champions League final? And here comes Rio and Ngumoah. Here comes the second leg for Arsenal. Gyökeres gives it back into Rio. Looking to already equalize the game, and yes, he has. In under 10 minutes, Rio makes it 2-2. They're equalized now. And after that first goal, Arsenal kept on strong, having an opportunity that was saved by the keeper, and then the follow-up shot was also saved. But in the second half, Bayern had a penalty. And to take it is going to be El Krupi Jr., who's joined from Bournemouth. Where is he going to go? He goes to the left-hand side, and once again, Bayern take the lead through a penalty, man. But of course, Arsenal did not give up as a through ball from Gyökeres to Saka led it to go wide. And then Gyökeres had a huge opportunity but missed it. But of course, the same man stepped up. But it's Victor Gyökeres on the ball, 5 minutes left to play. It's a brilliant through ball into Rio. Can he rescue this tie? Cuts inside with a finesse, and it goes in. It's a screamer from Rio and Ngumoah. When the team needed him most, he shows up. Let's go. And with Arsenal's dreams just within reach, it could not slip now. And now it's Declan Rice with a brilliant through ball in the first half of extra time into Gyökeres. It goes in. And Ngumoah may have equalized the game, but Gyökeres surely gets the winner. Can they survive extra time? And yes, the game is over. A brace from Rio and Ngumoah and a goal from Gyökeres sends Arsenal to a Champions League final, as Ngumoah has climbed up to a top 5 player in the world. Surely if he can finish the job or perform in the final, he'll win the Ballon d'Or. And wow, the Champions League final is going to be against Man City and all English derby. And taking a look at this Man City side, it's very serious. Who knows, by the end of the game, we may have regretted not joining them. But in terms of the top goal scorers, Rio and Ngumoah is leading the charts in the Champions League, with Jeremy Doku right behind him and Saka doing good as well. But of course, the main danger for City this season has been Erling Haaland, Phil Foden, and Jeremy Doku. So winning this game is not gonna be easy. And I cannot lie, this is a Ballon d'Or season right here. 37 goals, 27 assists, now at a 90 overall. But regardless of what happens, he's gonna be competing with Bukayo Saka and Gyökeres, his own teammates, for the Ballon d'Or. But it's now time for the Champions League final. Can Ngumoah complete his dream and win the Ballon d'Or as well?
From Liverpool's promise to England's purpose, the boy once loaned to survive, now destined to deliver, returned in red to rise again, to dream of Europe's crown. Now in Arsenal's armour, he chases what eluded them all. Rio and Ngumoah, one night to bring it home.
And the UCL final has kicked off, and Ngumoah gives it to Odegaard, back into Ngumoah, gives it into Victor Gyökeres, first shot, and it's saved by Donnarumma. But here comes Erling Braut Haaland on the break. We go for the tackle, Saliba misses, and now it's Jeremy Doku, the top goal scorer for City in the Champions League. 1v1, brilliant tackle from Zubamendi. Let's go. And now it's Lewis Kelly, gives it all the way into Rio with the cross into Gabriel, falls into Odegaard, but it's gonna be a penalty. It's a penalty for Arsenal. The chance to take the lead. And to take it is Rio and Ngumoah. He's great at penalties. He goes to the top right, but it's saved by Donnarumma. Come on, Rio. Lewis Kelly picks up the ball, gives it into Rio. Rio cuts to his right, looks for the cross, gives it to Gabriel. It goes wide, man. Come on, Arsenal. But here come Man City with the second attack of the game, and it goes in. Just like that, Carreras gives City the lead after Arsenal have been dominating. And here come Man City once again. Back-to-back attacks. Gabriel takes him out, though. But the referee has marked a penalty. How is that a pen that was clean? Erling Braut Haaland steps up down the middle. It's 2-0. This game might be over, man. And sadly, the whistle was blown. It's all over. City lift the Champions League trophy. And Rio can't achieve his dream of bringing the Champions League back to England. But wait a minute. He's won the Ballon d'Or regardless. He has become the world's best player. If you guys enjoyed this video, click on the screen and watch me replay the entire career of Philip Foden.